Daniel 5:13a. Bedayan Daniel hu'al kodam malka. Ane malka va'amar la Daniel. And that brings us to this revia. I've chosen that as the stopping point because everything else in verse 13 is what the king says, and this is the introduction. So the first word is an adverb. It's then. So next item in temporal and logical sequence, we have a zakef katon, and of course this word is Daniel. So then, Daniel. And then this is the ayin lamed lamed verbal root. And the kibbutz here on a hey prefix help us to see that this is a hofal. Tends to be pretty rare. Perfect third person masculine singular. So this is caused to come, or was brought in, because we need the passive sense in the hofal. So then Daniel was brought in. And then here, this preposition is the before kind of word. So before, and then coming up to atnach, before the king. And then so here's the major break. And then answered the king and said. We've seen this so many times. It's the all participle masculine singular in both cases, from the ayin nun hey verbal root, and then of course the aleph mem resh verbal root. The king answered and said to Daniel. So altogether, then Daniel was brought in before the king. The king answered and said to Daniel. And that's just the introduction to what comes later. Now, I'm just going to make a note here on ayin lamed lamed. There are two overlapping semantic range verbs in Daniel 5:13 that mean come in the G stem and then bring, cause to come, in the causative. So here we have, of course, causative and passive with the hofal. We're going to be talking about that second one at greater length, so it's interesting that the near synonym was included here at the beginning, ayin lamed lamed.